IG with MDG Collections on hand. Today, ladies and gentlemen, this will be a requested video on what is the difference between your FICO score and your Vantage score. Now, one of my subscribers or one of my viewers asked me to do this video, and I'm doing this video for you guys just to explain the difference, because some people are confused when it comes to these two, and hopefully I can shine some light so you can better understand. So FICO, as we know, is what has been around for years, and it was the first to really come into the industry. And FICO is Fair Isaac Corporation. They are the main company, and were always the company that lenders used to check and see what your credit scores were, to see if you were trustworthy enough for them to lend you money. Now, FICO is an algorithm that uses their own analysts to figure out how they can rate you based on your credit and based on your spending and your trustworthiness and your on-time payments and a lot of other things. So what FICO would do is they would sell your scores to lenders, and FICO was making a lot of money on this, and lenders basically said, we'll use FICO and trust them and base our decision on giving this person our money on what their FICO scores were. So the three major credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, started to see the benefit that FICO was getting and the beneficial gain financially they were getting on selling these scores to lenders, and they wanted to get in on it. So the three major credit bureaus, as they are competitors, decided to come together and come up with Vantage. So they're the credit bureau, so if they can provide credit scores, why not sell credit scores just like FICO was doing? And they came together and came up with Vantage, and all three of them worked together to get these scores to be closely matched over time to FICO scores. Now, before, FICO would only deal with lenders. They wouldn't sell to consumers. So FICO realized that after Vantage got in on it, Vantage would start to sell to consumers. If you wanted to get your credit score online, you were probably getting your Vantage score and not your actual FICO score. So if you use a credit card and you're using their credit scoring feature that they have with that card, where you can check your credit before, usually it was always Vantage. Sometimes now it is FICO. You may be using your credit card, and you may be using the feature that they gave you to check your credit, and it may be Experian. So you just never know, but you would have to find out. But the main thing is people were getting confused because the Vantage scores were a lot higher than your FICO scores. So you would have your actual Vantage score from somewhere you purchased online. You would go in to go buy a car, and the car dealership would tell you your score is not high enough, or it's not as high as you think it is, because you were seeing your Vantage score and they were using FICO, because FICO, like I said, was being sold to lenders, to big companies, and not the consumer, which is you. So over time, FICO decided to sell to consumers, which is what I had, my FICO, and that's the app that I was showing you guys in that first video that I did, how to increase your credit score. This trick is amazing. FICO started to now, and they now do here in this current day, sell to consumers just like Vantage does. So it's just something to understand, something to realize when you go somewhere. If you are going to buy a car, you have a right to ask them what scoring module are they using. And they may tell you, they may not, but if you know your Vantage score and you find out they're using FICO, you may not be on the same page as you think you'll be. They'll have a score that is different from the score that you have. So what I like to do is, a trick that I like to do is if I'm going in to buy a car or apply for anything, I'll ask them, hey, by the way, which scoring module are you guys using? You guys using FICO? You using Vantage? And then when you find out that, you still got to find out there's FICO 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's different versions, and in Vantage there's also different versions based on the actual the credit bureau. TransUnion has a version of Vantage, Equifax has a version of Vantage, and Experian has a version of Vantage. So you just gotta inquire, just know the difference in the two. They are basically like brands. One is like Pepsi, one is like Coca-Cola. They do currently range at the same $350 to $850, and still 90% of lenders are actually still using FICO. So when you go to apply for something big, a car, a house, or sometimes even to get a job, most of the time it still will be FICO. make sure you know the difference between your Vantage and your FICO scores, and find out what they're using when you go in to apply for whatever. You know, everybody uses different modules. You know, different lenders may have a deal with Vantage, they may have a deal with FICO. You know, who knows? You got to figure out from them, and you get an idea. But to really get it narrowed down, once your credit pretty much gets up, they all will kind of start to get close to each other. So if you have a 725 with FICO, you know, it could be a 720 with Vantage, or it could be a 730. You just never know. It's just, as long as you kind of get up in that range where your credit is good to excellent, you'll be in good shape. So I mean, that's pretty much the main difference in the two. I mean, you know, one was started, and then the other, FICO was started by a company, and then later on, the 3 credit bureaus came up with Vantage to compete with FICO. It just kind of evolved from there, and now they're trying to closely match their scores so people aren't so confused. So hopefully that shines some light on it. You know, if you guys still have questions, hit me in the comment section. I will answer them, and if not, I'll do a second part of this video. And that is going to do it for this quick upload. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be a wrap.